And one of my first bookings was for a Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise meeting. So all these franchise owners were there, and I hypnotize all of them to be chickens, and I hypnotize one of them to be Colonel Sanders, and I give them a big blow-up axe to chase the chickens around the stage. And one of the franchisees came up to me after the show that I'd been paid $2,500 to do, and he laughingly says, "Hey, can you teach me how to hypnotize my employees to show up on time?" And I said, "No, but I can hypnotize you to communicate in a way that they will." And he said, "Really? What would you charge me?" Well, I'd never done it. I had no idea what to do. So I said $25,000, just threw a number out there. And he said, "Okay, can I bring 9 of my friends? Can I get 9 other franchisors to the meeting and we can split the cost?" And I said, "Yeah." So that was my first seminar. So it didn't take me long to figure out, let's see, $2,500 for a show, $25,000 for education. I'm going with the education. And so early on, I made the leap from performing, which I love, by the way, and I still love. I made the leap from performing to education because people will spend X for entertainment. They'll spend X times 10 or 12 or 20 for their business. And I realized if it's a business decision, it's a lot easier for them to write a check.
Yeah, that's a great point. So this is when you were 21 or your, early 20s?
I was 23.
Okay. Because you started hypnotizing around age 17, right?
I hypnotized my first subject when I was 17, and it was a girl that I had grown up with in Michigan. She came out to California to visit me, and she was my very first subject. She was a girl that was my friend. I was in the friend zone, and I couldn't figure out how to get out of the friend
And you
zone.
wanted to date her?
Oh, God. Dating is a kind of a lucid word.
Okay.
Yes, I did want to date her. And then I hypnotized her, and after I hypnotized her, she wouldn't leave me alone. So first and foremost, I said, yes, I think this is going to be my future.
And this stuff works.
It works, yeah. But more than that, for me, hypnosis is real magic. And that was the thing that excited me is, it's one thing for me to show you a card trick with sleight of hand or a magical illusion that uses gimmicks to accomplish what we're accomplishing. Hypnosis is real magic. We're real magic. Human beings are real magic. And so when I realized that I could help people do the most amazing of things in my stage show, when I was performing on the Strip here in Las Vegas, I had the world's largest hypnotic production show. And so not only would I have beautiful sets that I designed and dancers and pyrotechnics and multimedia, and we're talking, this is way back in, 2001. I also would incorporate a lot of magical illusions inside of it. But one of the things that I would do is I would take 3 women that had volunteered from the audience, make their bodies stiff and rigid, put their necks on one support, put their feet on another support, and then I would walk up their bodies like a human staircase. And no tricks, no gimmicks. It's exactly what it looks like. These are real people from the audience that I'm just empowering through the process of subconscious reprogramming to have superhuman strength to be able to support my weight on their abdomen. And the reason I like doing stuff like that is reality is created by validation. And once you stretch somebody's validation of what reality is, everything else changes. So those women that I stood on, once they realized how much physical power they had, then they can transcribe that or translate it over to the other things in their lives and say, okay, if I could do this thing that I didn't know I could do, what else could I do that I don't think I can do?
How much of hypnotism is just like people falling in line, right? Because there's, you got 9 people up on stage. I've seen shows, many times before, and I'm like, the hypnotist a lot of times will like send people down that aren't reacting the right way. But then sometimes I'm like, is that person just like peer pressure and just like quacking like a duck because they are being sucked into it? Or I've never personally been hypnotized myself to that level. So what does that look like?